Are you ready to spice up your life one last time? We released and reviewed all the Spice Girls albums and B-side reviews. And now we're at the last few tracks released by the Spice Girls. For now. So release my music, girls, so we can review them.
Yes, and a huge shout out to our Patreon producers, Lily, Louie, George, Emily, and Juliet. You are amazing. We could not do the show without you. So thank you. And if you want to be producer, you can also help us choose episode topics and join us at patreon.com/cctvpops.
Word up. Yes. All right. So other than the 3 studio albums, Spice, Spice World, and Forever, and of course the retrospective B-sides on those singles, the Spice Girls have a few other tracks. The 2 from their 2007's Greatest Hits album release, a soundtrack recording, and the elusive song that they performed in 1999. Let us know if you know what it is before we get to it. Drop it in the comments. And then the never-released studio version of that song. So, you know, we have a lot of things going on with this review, which is exciting, which is very exciting. So we'll go track by track and discuss the production, vocals, and lyrics, and give our ratings for each song.
That's right. And this is the first artist we're like completing reviews for. So you'll have to let us know who we should do next. For sure.
Yeah. We get some solo requests. We get some solo requests.
Oh, we definitely need to do all the solo Spice Girls albums next, probably, actually. Because actually, that pop-off does really well. So if you've never seen our pop-off of the 5 like biggest Spice Girls solo songs, please go watch that. That's a fun one.
No, it's fun. That's like our first like really big episode of
It was. Yeah. It's still like one of our most viewed, I think, actually. It still gets like consistent listens and stuff. Amazing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Spice fans.
Let's get started. The first song is My Strongest Suit, which was written by Tim Rice, Elton John, and Phil Ramon. And this is from AIDA, or Elton John and Tim Rice's AIDA, which is a musical that premiered on Broadway in 2000. And prior to the Broadway run, a concept album was released in which Elton John performed the songs from the musical alongside huge acts including Janet Jackson, Tina Turner, Boyz II Men, Shania Twain, and of course, the Spice Girls. And My Strongest Suit is about how an Egyptian princess uses her love of fashion to mask her insecurities.
You know, I didn't get the insecurity part from that. Whoopsie. This is why you need context right here. Because I was like, oh, yes, she's being confident. She's not going outside anything else but her best. She's not going to go out looking like a scrub. And I agree with that because me personally, I feel like the song's about me. Like I cannot stand being out and about without being put together and at least a little bit fabulous. Even on the show. Even if I look a little crazy in the face, my outfit's nice, or at least decent looking, you know. But apparently it's about her insecurities. So maybe not so much.
Well, no, I think the suit, you know, her strongest suit, right? So that's what gives her confidence, even if she's insecure on the inside. So still kind of works, right?
Yeah, true. I'm gonna hold on to my attachment to this. Okay, good. All right, so it's a weird way I can totally see this being like a B-side for them. Like I think the swing of the music and the medium big band feel of it makes it sound like it could have been like a precursor or like a lead up demo, practice demo to stop, or maybe better yet, it actually sounds like S Club 7's Reach, like that kind of.
Oh, interesting.
You know, because like this, they kind of, I was saying it cheesy, but they made it brighter and more like stop right now. You know, kind of. I don't know how I feel about this production particularly compared to the Broadway version. Obviously the Broadway one is a little bit more fleshed out because there's a little bit of a speech that goes into it, you know, the cue line of, well, maybe blah 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 blah, chords and talking and speaking and that, and then I start singing. Yeah, sure. But I feel like it is a little bit underdeveloped, especially for the ladies, because in the Broadway version obviously there's a lot more dynamism, but like in their version it just feels like the song is very samey in terms of like the structure and the way it's sung, and even when the bridge comes around it sounds just like the verses. I was like, oh my gosh. So I felt a little like same. I do appreciate the message of being who you want to be, coming as you are, which is very on brand for Spice Girl. There is a line in the song that goes, whether wig or hat or turban, whether cloth or boudoir or urban, not to set yourself outrageously is a crime. And I agree. I think that's a fun thing to say, and definitely fits the ladies. I think what kind of helps the song in terms of like its sameness is the oohs and the ahs. Like they don't add too much dynamic in terms of like, ebb and flow for me, but it makes the song sound a little bit more fuller as opposed to just like, here's the same melody throughout. Here's the second verse, and it sounds like the first verse, and then it's just So not my favorite iteration of the song. Not bad. I feel like they could have had more production to work with this. Pretty much my comment.
I mean, I will say that's kind of Elton John's thing, though. I feel like even if you go through his back catalog, like production-wise, they don't have a ton of ebb and flow. Like it kind of is just, it kind of starts at kind of where it ends a lot of the time with his catalog. So I think that might just be his thing. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun listening to the Broadway one and then listening to the Spice Girls ones just to see them attempt to kind of turn it into a pop song. Like, I think that's just interesting. I do enjoy the horns as well. And it does feel signature Elton in a way. Yeah, I agree. The lyrics are awesome. Very, very clever. At some points funny, and other points as well. And vocally, all four of them sound really good. I think they recorded this kind of like either like during the Spice World tour, so their vocals were kind of like in top form, or right after the Spice World tour. So you can just tell like it all sits in a really nice place for all of them. It all feels very warm and open. Victoria especially sounds great on her moment, and this song is like perfect for her, of course. So yeah, I think vocally the production was done really well, and yeah, those harmonies as well sound super full. I'm sure there are some other vocalists on there though to flesh it out, but still sounds great. Mel C's ad libs also at the end are fun. I do wish they kicked in a little earlier because that chorus, it's just that's kind of it, and so. I wish they did a little bit more with that. But then if you watch or listen to the Broadway one, that's not actually really a chorus. They kind of turned that into a chorus for the Spice Girls version. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good interpretation as a pop version. It's definitely not as good as any of the Spice Girls' own stuff. But I think for what it is as like a musical interpretation thing, I enjoy it. So
that's valid. For me, I'm going to give this one a 7.5.
Okay, I will go an 8. I think it's fun for what it is,
Up next, we have Headlines, Friendship Never Ends. And this was done by Spice Girls, Richard Standard, and Matt Rowe. And it was released as the lead single from the 2007's Greatest Hits album. It was also the official Children in Need single for that year. And it only peaked at 11 on the UK charts and in a very muted response worldwide. Okay, was this around the time of the Olympics as well?
No.
When they got back together? Okay. Not sure.
Olympics was 2012.
Whoa, wait. I have no semblance of time. Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah. Okay. I think Headlines, just universally, from across the fan base and general public, it's not a favorite at all. It is not well regarded. They didn't even include it on the 2019 tour set list either, so they know as well. And Mel C has actually thrown a lot of shade at the song since then. So yeah, this song, I remember when it came out, obviously everyone was so excited because the Spice Girls were finally back. And this song was just like, this is your comeback single. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Not great at
Especially
all.
because they have some amazing ballads. To Become One, Too Much, Be Forever, Goodbye. Like, those are only the singles too. Like, they have great slower songs, or mid-tempo songs even on their albums. So yeah, this just isn't it for me. The whole melody is just so blah.
Oh my god.
Like, verses and chorus, like, it's just so blah. Like, Mel C's second verse little moment where it kind of picks up a little bit is the only moment that gives it like a little bit of oomph there. I will say all the added background vocals and layers and things do help. You know, like Victoria has this little kind of like moment kind of after each line in the chorus, after the second, starting from the second chorus. Then there's all these ad libs from the two Mels at the end as well. So they built it as well as they could, but I just feel like the foundation of the song itself is just not good in the first place. And then production-wise, it feels kind of like meh, too. Like, there's not that many elements. I don't like the kind of cheap drum beat that's on there.
That's what I said,
I don't know. It's just, as a song, it's just blah. Like, I never listened to the song. doesn't hold a candle to the brilliance of their other ballads. And just feels very, we need a new song for this greatest hits. And then it's kind of sad that this was the best that they came up with.
Oh my God. I said the same thing. Not great. Like everything melodically, it's just not good. Like Strongest Suit at least put up a fight. This one was just like, oh, we need to do something that sounds sentimental. And that's what they came up with. Now, no offense to the songwriters, but y'all have done better. You have done better. You have better probably in the vault somewhere. Release those. This wasn't not their best attempt at being sentimental. I will say this, the vocals are smooth and warm. I think the way they're singing it. So at least they're emoting well. I appreciate the emotive quality. Like Emma has a mild rasp on her voice in the first verse, and I appreciate it. I was like, wow. Feels like I'm being whispered to or having a quiet conversation with a friend on the phone. That's quite nice. The harmonies through the song, especially in the underwhelming chorus, are actually good. I will say that. I can hear Victoria singing the bass notes, which is really nice. I appreciate how full the vocals sound here and there. The melody, like I said, of the chorus is the most mid I've ever heard in my life. I think nothing compares to how mid this is. Again, the sentiment is there, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be a fan talking about, I love this song. I played this song at some really crazy emotional moment in my life. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you have a theme song for that. But for the rest of us at the brunch, the CCTV brunch, we don't like that right now. I wouldn't say I would revisit it. I think my biggest gripe was also the production as well. I think the production also drags down the song's, I guess, effectiveness, the melody, because the combo of strings and then trendy synth and drum patterns of the time, it looks like you said, it doesn't sound good. And then it makes everything sounds really bare up until the bridge. Like Mel C takes that part home for me.
Yeah.
And then you get to the music video, dude, what the heck? It was just so like, it doesn't make, okay, here's the thing. I don't mind how good they look. They look amazing. So it's not like a whole, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes. They look amazing. It didn't make sense for what they were singing about. Because it's like the girls enter the room, complete silence. It's dead silence. Like there's no music vamping or nothing. All we get is Victoria's bob in lingerie, Jerry in her abs and her gloves, and Mel B's straightened hair. Like it was just like, okay.
Yeah, this was her straight hair era. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love a good moment. We'll play with your hair. We love it. Black girl magic, all that good stuff. But my point is, it's like, all I see is Victoria writhing about, talking about friendship, and she like touching herself and playing with her hair. And you have Jerry against the wall talking about friendship and love and lasting forever. And all you can see are her abs. It's amazing. But it just didn't make sense. And then you see Mel be on the floor on this the throw, just being all, it's just okay. It's just very fashion editorial, like Victoria's Secret nighttime fragrance, like Tease or something, Tease Noir perfume commercial. Not like we're back together looking back on memories or something. Like it didn't have to be so like sensual and like hot ladies.
I think my biggest gripe is that they're barely ever together. Like, why are you not ever all in the same scene? Like that is probably the most annoying thing about it. I mean, I agree the whole concept is just like not the right one, because they were never about glamour. That was never their thing.
Right.
And so them doing this is just so bland for them. There's no personality in this at all.
None whatsoever. It's generic.
Yeah. So I was reading, people are pretty sure that Roberto Cavalli is the one who designed these outfits, because he eventually did the tour as well. And actually, another episode idea would actually be to talk about all the Spice Girls tours.
That's nice. Okay.
This tour was... This one was a divisive one. This whole era was kind of a bit of a mess, and I think it is quite divisive among the fans about how successful it all was. So anyway, this music video sucks. It's so boring. I don't understand. I really don't understand who thought this was a good idea.
No, that's valid.
And then similarly, the one TV performance we got, which was filmed on the like Dancing with the Stars stage, because Mel B was in it at the time. Again, it was just so boring. Just all dressed in black, standing around chairs. Like they only come together right at the end. They don't even look at each other. Like the chemistry is not there. They're lip syncing. So it's just like, this is just the most boring thing.
Not great.
Yeah. Uh, luckily, the tour version sounded better. Like with the live band, they added some like string flourishes in there too to make it a bit more dramatic. And I think they're actually belting the chorus as well, which gives it a little bit more power. So at least that version is better.
Yes, not so anemic.
But oof, this song is not great.
You know what?
Yeah,
I agree. And with that, I'm going to give it a fat 6.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll match you with the 6. That actually feels high, but it's not like a horrible song, and I've given worse songs like lower, so okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the other new track from the 2007 Greatest Hits album, we have Voodoo, which was also done by the Spice Girls, Richard Biff Stannard, and Matt Rowe. So what do you think of this one?
You know what? This one gave me some hope. This one.
Really?
You know what? Yeah, I actually like this one. I feel like this one was a fun one. I feel that with this song, it was kind of getting back to classic Spice. Not completely. I just enjoy the vocal back and forth between the pairs. You have M and Jerry and Victoria and Mel B. Like, how fun would that have been to see? Like, at least in a video or at least live. It's engaging. It's dynamic. I can totally see friends singing it to each other in a crowd, in a concert. Is it like the best song ever written? No, not at all. But it's not the worst one compared to its predecessor we just talked about. It's energetic. It's dancey. The structure of the song is quite strange. But I do like that there's no clear second verse. It just reminded me of like Girls Aloud style. It's just a fun stream of music and hooks. The bridge ? I don't know. It was just that part of the song where it's like you're losing and expressing oneself. It would have been a moment. I feel like it could have been a really fun moment to watch or even just hear live. I feel like this one could have been a potential single instead of Headlines, because I feel like it just sounds like something that fans and people would, oh my God, that wannabe girl, they would recognize this. Because honestly, aside from it just sounding like a little bit more energetic and more, in my opinion, just truer to their sound, not every comeback needs a sentimental moment. Like Headlines, thanks, I guess, for trying. But
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like in terms of the song being fully actualized, I like the drum-led moments. I like Mel C's like middle 8, if you want to call it that. I don't know, but it's like you use your voodoo and the lady singing each a line from the chorus. That's satisfying to hear. The line distribution's good. Like I said, because it doesn't have like a full verse here and there, it might be a little bit like, oh God, what is this song going on? But for me, I liked it. I liked the way it sounded. It's cool to me. I like it.
That is very interesting to me because I actually really don't like this song for the Spice Girls. But I'll clarify that. So this song feels like it's more juvenile than the songs that ended up on Spice.
Yes.
It feels more like an S Club 7 song. You mentioned them earlier.
Yeah.
But I'll mention them here. Like there's something very juvenile about this song. And yes, of course, they did have cheesy moments across their discography, but this is like extremely cheesy. Yeah. Like you listen to Wannabe, you listen to like the cheesier stuff. It never got to this amount of cheesiness, in my opinion.
Yeah, totally valid. Yeah.
And this feels like what non-Spice fans think the Spice Girls sound like. That's what this song sounds like to me, and I hate that. I hate that because I feel like the real fans, we are always having to defend the Spice Girls and how kind of good they were at songwriting and how mature they actually were with a lot of their songs. And this is just the worst representation of their songwriting. So that's just a little rant. But the hey, 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 party la hook is fun to sing along to. I do think this was probably meant to be in the Return of the Spice Girls tour. It was in the set list originally. It got removed. So I can see if they were like, we just need a fun song for the tour. I could see how this could have worked. You mentioned the pairs, and they kind of kept the same pairs as Who Do You Think You Are, right? Yeah. So I enjoyed that as a little callback. But yeah, like I said, it just feels like a song that they thought the general public wanted from them. And I don't think it deserves a slot in their discography. Like, I think it brings the whole thing down.
Well, what did your score for this one?
I'll match Headlines and stick with the 6.
Okay. This one I give a 7 because the structure wasn't that strong. But, you know, I like the moments of it. I like it. Moving on is a song I think I like a little bit more than Voodoo, and it is W.O.M.A.N. Woman. It is spelled W.O. Okay, it has points in there. All right, y'all. But yeah, so Woman was done by Spice Girls without Jerry, Richard Biff Standard, and Matt Rowe. And though the studio version has never been officially released, the Spice Girls have performed Woman alongside eventual Forever Tracks Holler and Right Back at Ya at their Christmas shows in 1999. And let the record show that I still don't like Holler years later. Be sure to watch our Forever review of that, and you'll find out why. There's reasons, y'all. All right? And despite the repeated requests from fans throughout the years that the girls are well aware of, the song has still not been released. Boo! And many hope it'll be released for the Forever 25th anniversary next year. And Mel C has directly addressed the song, noting that she thinks it needs a remix. Yeah, it does. Like a remix, like new tunage, or like just remixing it and remastering
I
it?
think it was never actually finished.
Oh.
Yeah. From what we know of, it kind of was always a demo. So it's never actually gotten to a state that it has even really been mixed or mastered or anything. Yeah. So yeah, I've watched the Earl's Court 99 shows many times because this came during kind of the lull between Spice World and Forever, and was kind of the only new Spice Girls content for a couple of years. And vocally also, I think this is their strongest show as well. Like the arrangements are all really strong, their harmonies, they added a ton of different new things to all the songs as well. So I loved it as a concert. So I actually know the song very well. And I enjoyed it at the time too. Like it does feel like a natural progression from Spice World. Some good lyrics in there that are kind of just representative of both their confidence and their growth, but also just getting older as well. And the chorus is catchy. There's some sass to it. I enjoyed the vocal distribution of them all kind of switching off lines and stuff. So yeah, I enjoy the song. I don't love it as much as all the fans do. Like I don't really care if it ever gets released. Like it did not fit on Forever. I enjoy the live version, so if this is the only version we ever get, I'm kind of like fine with that. But I understand that it's like, it's annoying, like as a fan, to know that this song is written and recorded, and really the girls don't need to do that much to put it out there. So why not just put it out there for the fans, you know? So I get it from that standpoint, but it's not like it's like some crazy vault track that could have changed their whole career, you know? It's definitely not that.
None of them are, though. None of the songs are in the quote-unquote vault are ever like, oh my god, why didn't you, like, not
very rarely. Very rarely. Yeah. So yeah, you know, I enjoy the song for what it is. I think it was really fun in the show, and they do a great performance of it. So yeah, what do you think?
I agree that the live performance is quite nice. I like the live performance. I like that the song has a spelled intro. That is so fun. But also it gives shines to their harmonic abilities right off the bat. Like, thank you. Give them all harmony. Let people know they can actually sing with just spelling W.O.M.A.N. This is another song that allows for the ladies to have a moment through the chorus in terms of their harmonies. And you can hear them really well as you listen through the song. I'm just jumping around in terms of like what I like about it. I feel like this is definitely a more Spice World-esque kind of song in terms of danceability, and I understand why it's not on Forever. There's a lot of songs that I think Forever should be swapped with. Some songs on Forever should be swapped with, but this is not one of them. But yeah, I think because it has like a disco-inspired feel, I do appreciate that bridge a lot more. It's so fabulous. Like, I love when a bridge can transport you into a world within the sonic biome that you're already in, because you're already grooving, you're already dancing, you're having this lyrical moment of girl power, which is right along their agenda. But then it gets a little like less sultry. That's the word I want to use here. But something about that bridge was just so like slow and groovy, and I was like, ooh, I like this. And then you have a dance break right after that, which I thought was really great. I mean, again, if you're gonna have a disco inspired track, why not have that music break? It's quite nice. Again, the lyrics are right in line with the group's identity and their girl power agenda. It fits in terms of who they were before Forever, I would say. And I think it does encompass the group's concept a lot better than Voodoo does. without sounding, as you mentioned, a little like, teeny pop or bubblegum pop.
Yes.
I like this one a lot more, for sure, for sure.
Nice. Yeah, so I'll give it an 8. What do you think?
Yeah. I was giving it an 8 too. Nothing too high.
Yeah. I will say, shout out to some of the fans. Now with all the AI software out there, people have started trying to create like full studio versions, because there was a clip that came out, I think because they had just rehearsal footage from the Earl's Court shows, and you could hear the studio version behind it. And so people have taken elements of that and the live version and turned it into a full thing. So yeah, props to you all for all that work.
Super impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, super impressive.
Yes. All right, so that's it for at least the released Spice Girls songs. I mean, Woman kind of counts because they performed it before. There are a bunch of like leaked demos and stuff, but I don't think it's really worth talking about those unless you all really, really want us to. So let us know. I would like to get to the solo stuff. I think that'd be really fun.
Totally.
So yeah, we finished the whole Spice Girls discography, which is crazy. I mean, I can see why, from listening to headlines in Voodoo and the horrible response that they got from the fans, I can see why they're very hesitant about ever releasing new music. Like when the 2019 tours happened, it was very much like, we're only celebrating our legacy. We're not even going to try and release anything else. And we did get a leak of this one song that Jerry, Emma, and Mel B did, and it was terrible. So yeah, I'm kind of good with them not attempting to just recreate the magic now, like 30 years later. I'm happy with where their discography was pre-headlines.
Oh, that's valid. Oh, that's a shame. Well, as someone who didn't hear some of the stuff, I don't think I need to hear them writing anything. What they do decide to do, I think it's fine, because right now we're in this era of pop where sounding retro is in. So honestly, they could just release anything with anything that has a semblance of what they've done before and just put some words and a catchy hook on it, and they'll be fine. Will it sound like Spice? I don't know. Especially if they don't write on it. But would it fit right into what's happening right now with pop? Absolutely. But yeah, this is a fun kind of retrospective for sure, because again, like Chris has mentioned, we have gone through all of their albums. And if you do want the solo material, please be sure to drop in the comments, or if you want priority choice, be sure to join our Patreon at patreon.com/CCTV boy. But yeah, we have done a lot of Brit pop acts. I think Steps is next for us in terms of like finishing up there.
Ooh, yes.
I know. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, with Spice Girls, I really do appreciate them even like releasing some of this stuff, or like fans even finding some of it and scraping it all together. Because Spice Girls' legacy should live on forever.
Yes.
Live on forever.
Hell yeah.
So, what is next for them? What's going on? I feel like you're a little bit more in tune with that. I have no clue what's next.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess in terms of just releases, we do have the Forever 25th anniversary next year, which you had mentioned. Yeah. We'll see if they do anything. I can see why they would think it'd be weird to do it because Jerry wasn't in it. But even if they just release a deluxe version with Woman, and if there was anything else from that era, like that's so little effort from them. They literally don't need to do anything. So just do it. Just do it. Very the fans have been complaining about Woman for 20 years now or whatever. Like just put it out. Just put it out. Almost it's just, then we'll stop asking,
That's valid.
In terms of touring, so Victoria for sure says she'll never do it.
Touring's tough.
They did do, obviously, they reunited briefly for Victoria's 50th birthday party, and David Beckham forced them to sing Mama together. So shout out to David Beckham for giving us these crumbs.
The crumbs.
They're basically crumbs. And he has actually said he would love the Spice Girls to reunite, but, so, I mean, out of everyone, he could be the one to convince Victoria, so
that would be very cute. I mean, I can only wish at this point, like I did with Girls Aloud, I kept wishing it since the inception of the show. Yeah. So
there you go.
I mean, it'd be nice to see them, like, limited engagement, kind of like we're going to one spot, and then another spot, and if you can't make it to this coast, you're just gonna miss us. They should do that, not like a full-on 1,000 city. Like 10.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like Jerry is also the holdup at the moment. She doesn't seem very interested at all in touring either. So it's really the only the other three right now.
Jem. Yeah.
Well, Jem is Jerry.
No,
MMLB.
Jem is Jerry. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. That was a horrible song for her song. Yeah. So you know what? I knew that 2019 would probably be or might be their last time. So I'm glad I flew over for that.
Yeah, valid.
So if that's the last thing they do, and if the Olympics is the last thing they ever do as a 5, I'm fine with that. I've made my peace with that. So
yeah, I think they've done enough for fans at this point. Just watch stuff on YouTube and be grateful. Just send them lots of love while they're here now. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, I do wish they would celebrate their legacy a little bit more, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Well, let us know what you all think about these final Spice Girls tracks. Let us know what other albums and artists you'd like to hear us review. As we noted, you get priority choice if you join us on Patreon, and we do have a free tier at the moment. So come over at patreon.com/cctvpops. We're also at cctvpops on all social media. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if on a podcast platform, give us a follow, rating, and review. Until next time, that's Chantel.
That's good.
And this is CCTV.